So, what does Al Gore have in common with the ice at the North Pole? Neither one will go away. Now let's talk about this ice situation. It is central, I mean the most important thing, the foundation of all climate change theology. I mean, you cannot participate in this religion without a good, with things working out at the North Pole. Let me put it that way. So here's what's going on. You got the North Pole, the South Pole. The North Pole is called the Arctic. And by the way, it's not even a continent, it's just an ocean. And it's all ice up there. That's all that it is. Whereas in the South Pole, it's an actual continent. It's a landmass with, all the ice. By the way, ice is not going away at the South Pole either. A lot of articles have been written by scientists trying to explain why climate change has not affected that at all. So happy reading on all that kind of stuff. But back to the North Pole, that's the key, you see, because that's all ice. And let me tell you what happens year after year that has nothing to do with climate change. In the North Pole, there's winter and summers. And so in the winter, the ice gets bigger, obviously. In the summer, when temperatures warm a little bit, that ice begins to melt. And every year, about half of the ice melts of the total volume. And so the ice stops melting, say, mid-September. So in September, since 1979, NASA has been taking a satellite image of the North Pole, then they measure it. And certainly it's true that back in the 80s, there was more landmass there in September than just about any time. The lowest point in history was in 2012. But since then, it's been getting more ice every September. So in 2015, the ice mass was literally, you know how big Texas is? Put about 6 or 7 Texases together. That's how big the ice was after 50% had melted by the middle of September. Now, I bring this up because Al Gore, when he received the Nobel Peace Prize for his work in climate change, he gave his speech in 2007, and in that speech, the 13th paragraph, he said that the North Pole could be gone by September 2015. Well, he said 7 years, but we'll move it up to 2015. Yet, not even close. So, by the way, I have on my blog, questionsbybill.com, links to Al Gore's speech, so check it out yourself, and also a link to another article. I just love the title of it. It's a scientific article from a science website, and they're dealing with the South Pole, but the question is, and I kid you not, the question is, why is there so much ice in Antarctica? So read to your enjoyment. The bottom line for me is this: I am not a scientist. I don't question climate change. I worry about the religion of climate change more than anything else. And here's what I want to say to the scientists. It's just not acceptable to say the North Pole could be gone in 5 years or 7 years. At the same time, have another scientist that says, well, it's probably going to be about 200 years before it's actually gone. Okay? Not acceptable. If you can't get more accurate, nail it down more than that, then you need to get out of the business as far as I'm concerned. We need to go to the, to the witches and the palm readers and have a better estimate than what scientists are giving. That's my hit. And so the last thing is, please, if that North Polar ice will not go away, would somebody please make Al Gore go away?